So usually when people want to work with influencer, the first thing they think is to work with big influencers. That makes sense, because if you think about it, you want to increase sales more product like the portable barbecue, and you think like, if I were with one big influencer, I'm gonna reach maybe a millions of potential customers, so that would be perfect for my business and perfect to grow faster and bigger. But there's one thing that usually you forget, is the power of small influencer. We call them micro influencers. Usually they're between 2,000 and 20,000 followers. And what is really great about working with small influencers is that first, they're easier to reach. Because they're less popular, they're more available, they're also more flexible, and usually they're also cheaper, because they're not used to work with companies. Maybe it's the first time for them to work with companies, because also they have a less popularity. They're of course cheaper, usually free, or sometimes very small flat rate, which is great, especially when you're a small business or you don't have a big budget. This is really important to think about. What is really important also is, because they're small and you're probably small as well, it's a very great combination, a great balance to work with small influencer, with small companies, so that you can both work on the same level and grow together. So by the time the influencer get more popular, you will be more rich, or I don't know, your company will grow more, so then you grow together. So when they became super popular, you took the time to build a real relationship, very authentic relationship with the influencers. So in the end, you're not just a random company who pay a lot of money to put your product on their video on YouTube, for example. You're just you're Remy's friend, or your Mark friend, or Julia's friend, whatever. So you're really like a people, like a real authentic relationship, rather than just a random company. So that make a huge difference when you do business with influencers. Of course, when you work with smaller influencers, they have a smaller audience, and usually what they do, they have a specific topic, or they talk about a specific niche. So even though they have a small audience, the conversion rate will be higher, because the people will be more interested in that specific topic. So if you find a small influencer with a specific topic that is related to your brand or your product or your business, that it's bingo, because you will find more people interested on your product, obviously. Because usually bigger influencer, when they have 100,000 or millions of followers, the thing is, if they want to grow big, they need to have a wider subject. So they will talk about a wider topic or subjects. And the problem with that is the audience will be also wider. So maybe in the 1 million followers, you might have maybe only 2% of the people that could be interested on your product or your brand. So think about that. And of course, what is also great, because it's cheaper and easier, it is better for you to work with 10 small influencers than only one big influencer. And the reason is really simple. For example, you want to publish articles online so that people can know your brand and your product. If you work with one big influencer, obviously you will get one article, okay? But if you work with 10 small influencers, you will get 10 articles. So it's also better for the SEO, and of course, increase your traffic and awareness online. So I think, to be honest, micro influencer in many ways is so much better for you. And you can start small, and then later you can work with bigger influencer. Because also the last thing I totally forgot, but the last thing is, when you work with small influencer, usually there is no one between the influencer and you. But when you start working with bigger influencer, usually there is an agency, kind of a manager who take care of their business between the influencer and the companies. And usually you have to deal with them, and it's of course more expensive and it takes more time. And you don't have much time. What you want to run campaigns and grow your business faster, and you don't want to waste your time. So it's easier to start with smaller influencer and focus on that. And then in the future, you can go to macro with bigger influencers, right? So as a recap, it's easier to reach small influencer, it's cheaper, you can grow with them, and so you can build an authentic relationship. You can talk, so the influencer talk about specific niche, so that it's better for you because it's increased conversion rate, and it of course it's better to work with small influencers so you can spread the word about your brand, your product, and the company faster and easier.